Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you land cover classification using semi-automatic classification plugin in QGIS. We are going to classify a Landsat image dated 6 January 2015 over our study area. We have provided two shapefiles to you. One is study area and another one is a reference point map to be used for accuracy assessment later on. Let's open this study area first on a new untitled project, QGIS project. Before we go ahead with the classification, I recommend you to have two plugins. One is Quick Map Services. So I already installed it. I only have to enable it. But in case if you don't have it installed, you will see a install plugin button here. So you install it, and it will add a lot of options for background images here in the web menu. Once you install this plugin, you may not see all these options. For that, you have to go to settings, more services, and click on get contributed back. You must be connected to internet to get it work. Save it, and you will have all these options like Bing, Google, etc. These options will be helpful for you while drawing training sites for your land cover classification process. The next plugin is SCP plugin, semi-automatic classification plugin, which you will use for classification. And for me, that also I just have to enable it. But if you don't have it installed, you have to install it. SCP will add three different things in your QGIS. One is a SCP dock. As you see here, you can move it and place it wherever comfortable to you. I've put it here, and I'm going to make it tab so that processing toolbars and SCP are in two different tabs. And there will be a SCP menu, and there is a SCP toolbar here. Before we go further, let us save this project as I'm naming it classification. Okay, that didn't work because there was a okay, save now. Now what we need to do is to open the Landsat image which you are going to classify. And in the first day you have already downloaded these Landsat images. So let's open the Landsat image, which is 6th January 2015. So I'm going to open those bands which we'll use for classification, which is band 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So these are the bands. Collapse. So now you can see the entire tile and the study area. Just changing the style of the study area to make it easy to visualize. Maybe I'll just increase the thickness. Okay, so this is your Landsat tile and study area overlaid on your Landsat tile. The first step in SCP is to clip all these bands, because as you may have already noticed, this one single Landsat image is quite large in size, so we don't want to process any unwanted area. So we open the SCP bandset menu from the menu here, and here you can see that there is a single band list option where if you refresh it will show you all the bands which is open in layer manager. And SCP follows a band set concept. So SCP works on the band set which is active. So now you have a band set 1 here which is empty. So now we have to feed in all the 7 bands to the band set 1. And whatever we do after this, SCP will consider these 7 bands as input. So there's a first step to set the input. Now we want to clip this tile into steady area. So we'll go to pre-processing, clip multiple rasters. We are okay with the output name prefix. Instead of giving a bounding box, we give vector for clipping, and we give this steady area which is already overlaid here. So we'll use steady area to clip and click on run, and it will ask for a folder to store all the clipped bands. I already have a folder named clip underscore this name, so I'm going to select that one. That's an empty folder, so you have to give a name of a folder. You can already see that the SCP is clipping each bands now, and the clipped bands are getting overlaid in the layer manager, added in the layer manager. It's done. So I will close the SCP user interface. I'll bring steady area up, so you can see that all the bands have a clip prefix here. I will remove all the original bands, make it easy to manage. So the first step is done, which is clipping all the tiles, all the raw bands into steady area. The next step is to do radiometric calibration to convert digital numbers to reflectance, top of atmosphere reflectance. So again, we'll go to SCP menu, bandset. Here you can see that the input bandset now has the original raw data, which is the entire tile, but we want to replace it with the clipped one. So we will refresh this one, and you can see that it's only clip because we have only clip in the layer manager. So again, we can clear the bandset 1, and we add B2 to B7 clipped bands to the bandset. So now these are the inputs. Now let's go to pre-processing, select Landsat, and you can see that Landsat conversion to TOA reflectance and brightness temperature. Even though we have selected the clipped bands, the same folder where the clip bands are, may not have MTL file. MTL file is the metadata file which comes with the raw data. So for that, you have to go to the folder which you have downloaded, and you can see that there is an underscore MTL text file with your downloaded files. So you have to select that one, and you can select the clipped one as the input folder. So now you can see that the SCP lists all the bands and its related properties reading from the MTL file. Rest everything you can keep default. We are not doing atmospheric correction. We just want to use top of atmosphere reflectance here, radiometric calibration only, and run it. Again, it will ask for output folder. So this time I'm going to create a folder called RT underscore the image name. So this is the output folder, which is a newly created folder, empty. Selected that, and now it's doing the conversion to top of atmosphere reflectance. Now you can see that the SCP has finished doing the conversion, and it has added all the RT underscore clip underscore. That means the SCP, we have done two processes, clipping and reflectance, converting to reflectance. Those bands are also added to the layer manager. We will remove the old ones. Yes, and keep the new ones. So these are the reflectance bands which we will use for classification. We can close the SCP menu, and now we will continue with creating training sites and doing the classification in the next video.